Hi, and welcome to Carolina Varsity's look at conference previews. Now we're going to be taking a look at the Southern Mecklenburg 8 Conference. I'm Dale Ross.
And I'm the pet man, Matt Morrow. And I think overall, from top to bottom, this is the most competitive league out of the three here in Charlotte. Jumping right into my predictions for the league, this was primarily made up from the old, what do they call it?
Mega 7.
Yeah. So a lot of those teams are here, but we've added a couple with Providence and South Meck coming over along with Ardrey, Kell. In that old league, Catholic dominated. They won the conference every year the league was in existence.
They won it 7 out of 8.
7 out of 8. I'm sorry.
7, and they were 40. I posted this. Actually, I've got it right here, Matt, because it is an impressive stat. Where is the Catholic game? There it is. I'm sorry. They are 47-1 in the Queen City 3A, 4A, and in the Mega 7.
Right.
They were 47-1. They had one loss. That was the year that they did not win the conference championship, 2009.
Gotcha. I say all that to say this year, I don't think they win this conference.
Right.
This year, I have West Mecklenburg coming in first in this league. I think West Meck has the elements in the run game. They ran the ball well on Catholic. They did last year when they played. And of course, we know Catholic has trouble with athletes, and West Meck has those athletes in the passing game. If they try to load up and stop running against West Meck, they can win one-on-one battles on the outside and in the middle of the field, where Catholic can be hurt, when throwing the ball.
Right.
West Meck against Olympic, I'd have Olympic second. I think that's going to be a real tight game this year. I think West Meck's coaching staff has done a greater job this year than compared to last year when there are 2 meetings against Olympic, and I think that could be a difference in that one. Behind West Meck and Olympic, I have Catholic third, and the reason why, we all have talked about it. Elijah Hood is what Catholic has. Typically, they have 2 other backs along with their main guy in Elijah, but they don't have that this year.
Right.
They have trouble throwing the ball. They did get that 1 touchdown against Malin Creek, but they still don't throw the ball that often. Defensively, they got Hood going both ways. It's not a good sign. So I think Catholic's a little down this year. They're still a good team. I think this is maybe like an 8-3 type year for these guys.
Right.
Behind those 3, I have Providence and Ardrey, Kell tied for 4th place. And I really think that's going to happen because these teams have the capability of upsetting somebody above them, and they also have the capability of maybe, falling to a team below them.
Right.
So they've shown some good things in the preseason, and they've shown some vulnerabilities at times. So I think that's going to keep them in the middle of the conference, but those are 2 dark horses to watch. They can pull an upset on those top teams.
Right.
And then the last 3 teams, Harding, South Meck, and Berry, I've got them tied for 6th. I think all 3 of those teams can beat each other at some point. And I think you might have a 3-way tie, for the last teams in the league. But they still have the capability of possibly upsetting someone if they, get the right matchup and things go well for them in that particular ballgame.
Exactly. Okay. I agree everything you said, including, I think, top to bottom, this is the most competitive conference of the 3. I picked West Mecklenburg right now. I think that's the obvious choice because of everything you said. I think last year's team was better than this year, I believe. And the reason is, I believe they were better on the lines last year. I think the thing that held them back was, I'm going to say it, I think some play calling in the Olympic game and in the Catholic game that hurt them. They were definitely better teams. The Catholic was a lot better team last year.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing that people don't realize. So when we talk about these teams, and I'll mention that here in just a second, but I've got West Mecklenburg first. I think they're too loaded at the skill positions. They play good defense. They should win this ball game or win this conference. Olympic is I got them at second. I think they've got probably some of the most solid coaching top to bottom, which is going to get them and keep them in a lot of ball games. real good run game, good at skill positions, young across the lines. So, that's, I have them over Catholic for several reasons I'm going to mention about Catholic, but I believe in that ball game. They beat Catholic right now today simply because of those factors. Catholic, what people, and they've been talking on the boards, and there's been some talk about how Catholic's going to beat West Meck by 14, and so, what people don't understand, we have followed Catholic forever, and especially the last 8 years.
Yeah.
We've seen Catholic 3-4 times a year, not counting on film, we're talking about in person people. So we've got a real good handle of Catholic, and Catholic's missing 2 and 4 back. Ladge mentioned on the site about the 4 back, and Elijah Hood's he's a 3 back, but he's kind of can be a 4 back too. They don't have that 4 back, and they don't have that 2 back, and they bring those guys. So there's plays that Catholic runs, and when they are able to shift into that wing offense, a lot of those belly series plays that they run, they don't have the backs to run those. So I think that's really hurting Catholic, and also those backs are typically good hands guys and can, be receivers as well. So Catholic, I don't know what they're doing in their JV. They may be developing somebody. Maybe somebody's developing and will step forward. There's always those kids. It's like every year. You always have those kids, and then you spice in a Hood or a Herlocker. You get those guys that come in and just amps the game up for them. So for Catholic, I think they've got to get that element. That's why we have them at third. They need that element for their offense. Otherwise, it's going to be tough going. And if they lose Hood, it could drop further. Providence and Ardrey Kell, I believe. I got Providence listed over Ardrey Kell. I can see a tie. There can be several ties in this conference.
Yeah.
And I think Providence is the dark horse, the team that could step up over and beat Catholic, Olympic, and West Mecklenburg. I believe they've got the potential if it comes together. Ardrey Kell, I don't think has got quite that potential. I think they're a good team, but I don't believe they have the potential that Providence has. But Ardrey Kell's going to be hanging around and can cause these guys some problems. Barry Hardy and South Meck, that's going to be a round robin of beat them up probably, and I can see South Mecklenburg potentially getting a win, maybe even this Friday night. They play Harding this Friday night, so I think it's going to be a fun conference to watch. Overall, top to bottom, there should be lots of competitive ball games, even when the bottom of the conference playing each other. There should be competitive games.
Definitely agree.
Okay.
Stay tuned, guys.
Thank you. We got more coming.